Hello and welcome along to Mondo, Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be part 4 of When John Hall Came Over. Now, this part has been languishing on my broken laptop for ages, but I managed to get it off this morning. So now I've been able to add the introduction, also the ending onto this video, and I'm going to leave the other 3 parts linked down below. So let's get on with part 4 of When John Came Over.
And the next one is the slipcase Blu-ray release of Child's Play by Screen Factory. Now I've superseded this by buying the UHD. Okay.
Yeah.
Now when this first came out, okay, there was a sound defect on the disc, so I acquired the replacement disc here. Wow. Okay. Now this is the original Chucky effort. Hello, I'm Chucky. Want to play? I've seen the second one, and well, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but this one to me always been the one to come back to. Jam-packed with extras. A slipcase, as you can imagine. I can only assume the disc in this one has the audio defect because it may not be the case, but either way, the replacement disc is here. So we'll give that a go.
Wow. Another one is I don't know how far we'll go into the Chucky franchise. I don't think I'll go all the way through it. It's one of those ones where I do want to revisit. I was thinking about the 4K to get the 4K for it, and then I just thought about currently at the moment importing isn't that great these days. It's very expensive.
Expensive, I know.
And like stupidly expensive, so you think to myself, I don't think I want to get ripped off if I pay that much on there for an older movie on 4K, which might come out in 4K over here, maybe. I don't want to pay over the odds for something like that,
Yeah.
So we've been talking about that before, but no, that'd be brilliant. I'll check it out to see what's what with that disc. So this one might have a different code on it.
No.
To that
well, the sound should be correct in that. If the sound's incorrect, because like I see when it first came out, there was a sound defect. I think the sound's come through the wrong channels.
Okay.
But that's a replacement disc. So if that is faulty, you've got the correct disc.
Yeah, no, I'll put that one straight in. I'll take that one out of there.
Yeah.
But I'll keep it just in
case.
I'll watch that one, and then I'll go back and see if the other one plays the same.
Fair enough.
And then if it does, well, then I've got 2.
Well, like I see, I've got the UHD. I've got the UHD remastered transfer. Sorry, so I don't need that. That's obviously.
Yeah, it's a nice package that.
And the next one,
you get the hard box with that one as well. Side like the Halloween.
No, I think it's in a slipcase one. I think if I'm right. The next one is the limited edition slipcase release of 88 films Snake and Queen Arts of Shaolin. I've got a spare copy of this at home, but I've also just brought the new rigid slipcase release with a new remastered transfer. I don't need this one. Yeah, I don't need this one. I haven't seen this since about over 30 years, since about 86, 87. So I can remember bits and bobs about it, not much. So I think something to do with Jackie Chan carries this kung fu manual around with him, which everybody wants. I think it has a snake fist technique or something in the book, and everybody wants the book off him, and he's got to try to keep the book from falling into evil hands, something like that. I mean, I'm going back over 30 years here. My memory just isn't what it was. But it's a new copy. Familiar. Yeah, I've got it. I've got a spare copy myself, so it's I don't need this one. Slipcase.
Yeah, brilliant. That's
and that'll go right next door to Kill Within Cheek slipcase. I saw on the shelf there upstairs.
Yes. Yeah, I've got. I love these slipcovers in here. Kung Fu Bob O'Brien.
I think that's Tom Hodge, the dude.
Oh well, there you go.
Who did Roadhouse? Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's great. Look to it. I think it's got that. I don't know what it is about these 88 films when they started putting these out, the Jackie Chan ones. I don't know if someone else had put them out and they'd been a bit lackluster, I would have just not given them the time of day. Yeah. But when they put them out in this fashion, I just thought, you know what, I'm going to get them.
Well, put this way, it's 88 films, so that's all you need to know, really. That's not a bad sign. That's a good recommendation.
That's right. And if you're wondering about the quality of any of these, every one I've got and I've checked out, the quality has been absolutely incredible. So I've no doubt that this one, I don't know how they do it, but they get the quality sensational with these ones.
Well, that's a remastered transfer, but the one which has just come out is even more remastered. It's got like an updated transfer. So I've got that one. I've got the new one. So I don't need that spare copy.
Funny enough, when you were talking, some people are saying about this one coming out, and I thought that sounds familiar, but obviously it's come out before. But I didn't realise they'd done like a new version of this one. Wow.
And the next one has arrived damaged in the post, so I've got another one. Bit of a damaged slipcase. This is a Sonny Chiba collection. 4 discs, 7 films from the late great Japanese action icon. Now I've seen both Samurai Reincarnation. I've seen none of these films, and I haven't seen Samurai Reincarnation since the early 80s when I was a kid. and I can remember nothing about it apart from the fact it was released on video by VTC with the gold sleeves.
Yes.
And UK viewers will probably remember that.
Yeah.
But this arrived in the post. The slipcase was a bit damaged. I wasn't happy with it, so I just ordered a new one, which came through fine. I don't need this one. Okay. I don't know if the case is damaged inside. I'm hoping it isn't. It doesn't feel like it is, but I wasn't going to take any chances.
Well, John, I mean, that's it.
No rattlers.
That's the last time you were to receive something like that. That's amazing. Heavy. And
Got a cover and all, isn't it?
so what movies has it got in here?
Yeah, let's have a look. It's got let's have a look. Yakuza Wolf, I Perform Murder, Yakuza Wolf 2, Extend My Condolences, Bodyguard Keeper 2, Shogun's Shadow, Samurai Reincarnation, and Sword of Vengeance. So 7 films.
Wow.
Split across 4 discs. Okay.
It's not bad at all, is it?
Now I have heard some reviews that say some of these have scratched discs inside. I don't know if this is one. Hopefully not, of course. And I haven't been able to check it out. Hopefully this isn't affected, and hopefully my copy isn't affected. But my copy's in better condition, so it's a chance I'll take. But like I say, I wasn't happy with the condition the slipcase come in, and I suspected the box might be damaged, but I don't think it is. But
no, it's brilliant. I love Sonny Chiba.
I like his face. Yeah, it just makes the look on his face just makes us laugh. I don't know why.
No, I think he's a great actor. Yeah. And he was a big star.
Well, he was like a legend in Japan.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the Street Fighter. Yeah. I haven't seen. I'll be honest, I haven't seen many of his films, but I have got quite a few of his DVDs. Again, I've just never got a chance to watch them yet.
The ones I've seen, like I say, I'm the same as you. I haven't seen a huge amount of them, but the ones I've seen, I've really enjoyed. Yeah, Sonny Chiba. That's brilliant. That. I didn't even know that existed.
Well, you do now.
I do.
And the next one arrived as a rattler. This is a great little film. This is Tough Guy, starring Burt Lancaster and Kirk Douglas. Now, I loved this. My brother and I loved this when we were kids when it first came out on video. I had no idea there was a Blu-ray out until recently when I found out I ordered a copy. It came as a rattler, so I'm not going to move the disc about too much. But this has got Kirk Douglas and Burt Lancaster on great form. 2 old gangsters released from prison after a 30-year stretch or whatever.
I've seen that one. I do remember it now when you mentioned it.
You know what it was? I watched the DVD shortly before Christmas, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. The transfer was lovely on the DVD, so God knows what this is going to look like. But hey, it's a lovely little slice of nostalgia. This watching 2 old pros giving it their all, and got Eli Wallach as well. Eli Wallach's in it as well. Yeah, great. Wow. So this is a great little film. Okay, and I do think these old Hollywood actors like Lancaster, Kirk Douglas, Eli Wallach, they've got a certain longevity, which I think some actors these days don't really have.
No, you're right.
You know, I'm not saying everybody's like that. Not everybody, every actor these days is like that. But I think these old school actors, there's something about them. You know, De Niro, Gene Hackman, you know, the guys like that. They've got a certain sort of legacy, if that's the right word.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I'm going to try and keep it like this so that this doesn't move about. So I hope you enjoy it.
I'll just.
I enjoy that. I like that cover as well.
Yeah, it's. I do remember this because I think it was about that time when if people were making sort of comebacks like this at this age, people were frowning upon it and they were saying, "Hang on, they're over the hill."
Not in this. They're very watchable in this. Lancaster and Douglas.
I think that this was one of the ones that you watched. Think they would be over the hill, but they weren't. So I agree with what you're saying, and I remember seeing this movie and I think it was absolutely brilliant. I think Kirk Douglas, he's quite underrated in the like semi-comedic role. You know, like he was in Cactus Jack.
They're both great in that,
which I really enjoyed. So Cactus Jack wasn't his last film, but Arnold was in it. Arnie Schwarzenegger.
That's Cactus Jack,
Cactus Jack.
Otherwise known as the villain. Yeah, Al Margaret's in it as well.
He's called Handsome Stranger, isn't he?
I think he is. It's like a live action cartoon, really.
We saw pictures with my kids and we loved it. But yeah, that's a brilliant. That's a blast from the past.
Now this will be a double dip, but hey, it's well worth a copy. Well worth having a copy. This is the 3-disc Vinegar Syndrome release of Righting Wrongs. Now I know you've got the 88 ones, but look at this package, right? It's a 3-disc set. It's got the documentary, The Best of Martial Arts, in this on Blu-ray, which you don't get with the 88 films release. Matty's got this on DVD, but you know. But look at this package. Have a look at that package. And tell me don't tell me you don't want that. Okay, I've got a spare copy. Don't worry about that.
Well, this is weighty. That's the first thing I'm going to say, and it's Vinegar Syndrome. So
I know you're on a bit of a VS kick at the minute.
I am, and long may it continue. I just love this company. They're not the easiest ones to get a hold of in the UK.
The cheapest.
or the cheapest. That's. But you just take it a niche, and if you want to get into that way, you can. But no.
Come in.
But this, I mean, look at the artwork on there.
Now I prefer the 88 film's artwork, but this is it's pretty decent, you know.
I don't know. I mean, I just prefer this. I mean, look at this. You've got like we watched the Above the Law cut when me and Deborah watched it. I know there's 3 cuts of the movie in it, and you've got like the whole. It's got some great fights in here. It's got some text in there as well. Text and what's it called? The photographs as well.
Yeah.
So that's a great booklet. And here is.
Like I say, it's a rattler, so it's 3 discs. So I don't know which one is loose, but one of the discs is a documentary, The Best of Martial Arts. So the only thing I think which is wrong with that documentary is in the wrong ratio. I think it's in 185. It should be 235. Okay. Yeah. But that's something which has been known about online.
That's, I don't know if the camera will pick it up at this time of night, but I'm saying night, it's not night, but it's
embossed. As you like it?
Yeah, I mean, but the embossed is like got some spot gloss on it as well. The embossing, which is it's like this as well on the spine as well. This is what gets me. They don't have to do this,
but they do.
Set, but they do. They could have put an armory case in there and just slotted it in, just thought, right, that's going in there, no problem. And I don't think anyone would have been that bothered about that. But knowing full well, I mean, these slipcases, I keep talking about them. I don't know how they do. They must take a really high grade cardboard to do this on.
But you can't fault that kind of effort. You know, even if you're not a fan of slipcases, you know, effort has been made there, and that really needs to be. It needs to be at least appreciated. You know, even if you don't like that sort of thing.
I just think that this whole the way that they do a release that set the bar high. I don't think there's anybody in the UK that really has matched this. You can imagine some companies coming out and trying to copy it, but I haven't seen that yet.
No. I mean, like I say, but personally, I think the 88 films release is the best, but this is still a solid release. If I had been a rat, I would have kept a hold of it. You know.
What have I done?
I was going to see. I saw
you. I thought, what are you looking at? I'm not used to this, you know, putting the slipcase in a slipcase. But yeah, I mean, look at that. The thing is, sometimes with Vinegar Syndrome, they might. I mean, that's great cover. I'm not saying it's not at all, but sometimes they might put some really like gaudy and like awful in it, but it looks great. Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know what they do. They've just got this flair for putting this. If no one knew about this, I mean, I can say this is a great movie, but if you didn't know about it, you would want to see it by the cover. You
can imagine a VHS cover looking like that, can't you? Back in the 80s, back in a video shop, you can imagine walking into a video shop in the 80s and seeing that kind of cover on a video. Whoa, I've got to see this for them.
So that's. Well, it's absolutely brilliant. I just love these Vinegar Syndrome.
So it's up to you if you want that one or not, because I know you've already got the 88 films, but it's your. I've got another one, so it's yours if you want.
Because it's Vinegar Syndrome, then I'm going to say yes because
I would never have guessed.
Yes, because I will collect any of these ones.
I can't even read. I'm not a mind reader. I just. How did I guess? You know, I don't know.
You didn't. It's it's a no-brainer, isn't it? To own something like this. And the best thing about it, obviously, you can watch this one and the other one. You don't have to watch one or watch the other ones.
No.
I don't know. I just think it's absolutely brilliant. This one, and it's a great movie to boot.
And the next one,
beautiful,
is the UHD release that came as a rattler of the German lift thriller Out of Order. Now I think this is a bit like the Dutch film The Lift, except it's German. I think it's about a bunch of people get trapped in a lift, and you know how they eventually the first to try and sort of get along to escape, but by the end that everything starts to take its toll. It was right as a rattler, so it's a Blu-ray and UHD combo. I don't know which disc is loose. The transfer on this is meant to be absolutely beautiful.
So have you heard of it, John?
It's a UHD. Well, it was released on video by Virgin, I think, in the 80s. I don't know if you've seen the cover. It's got like a couple of bloody hands trying to open the closed lift doors.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's this one. Yeah, it's this one. But again, this is a UHD in the Blu-ray. I like that cover actually. You know, so if you like lift thrillers, give it a shot. Yeah, I've got one. Don't worry. So
it's great to get something like this that you just have no inkling that something like this existed. You say this is a German.
I don't know. I think you've got to watch it with the subs on. I could be wrong. I don't know if there's an English soundtrack on there, but it's a basically German film.
But it's actually English on the back.
Oh yeah, it's an American release, but it's a German film.
Okay, yeah. Okay, right. Brilliant.
And almost there is
a pile later.
Yeah. Again, the UHD, the Changeling. This has got the CD soundtrack, Slipcase by 7. Now, as you can see, the slipcase is damaged, and I wasn't happy with that.
Okay.
You know, that was the way it was arrived, and my heart sank when I thought, you know, I don't believe it. So, got another one, came fine. Nothing wrong with the disc itself, everything's in place. Like I say, you got the CD soundtrack, Blu-ray, and the UHD. So there we go.
That's a beautiful cover, that.
Apart from the damage.
I know, and it's. So did you, like, obviously receive it for the post?
Yeah, that was when I opened the package from Wow. That's the way it was. So I was a bit more disheartened when I saw it. I thought, no, I'm not having that.
So they're all right about changing it?
I just ordered another copy.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, right. Well, yeah. So I've got another one home. Which came, another one home. Came fine, so I don't need that. And look at that, eh? That's the CD and all the rest of it.
I like that cover. I watched this film recently and I thought it was really good. And it'd be interesting to see how this holds up. I didn't realise it was 4K actually, John.
Yeah, it's a new one. Can you remember though? A while back, I'll give you an actual Blu-ray disc.
Yes.
And it was. Get rid of that now, can't you?
That was the second sight one.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was the Severn one. Yeah. I'll give you a copy of this. Just the disc itself in the plastic case. Yeah, that was the Severn one. So yeah, if you can find it, get rid of that one. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Wow, so that's a big surprise. 4K. I didn't honestly, but I think that was 4K. Now the shame about this is obviously the damage in the slipcover.
Well, if you look at it,
but
on the shelf you won't notice it.
The good part of that, when that's up there, you're not going to notice that. I mean, you will notice it, you know, yourself, but that's amazing. I'm very interested to see how this holds up with the 4K. Sorry, the Blu-ray, because the Blu-ray looks quite good actually. Right. One of the most terrifying horror films of all time.
I wouldn't go quite that far, but it is a solid film, and George C. Scott is watchable as always, brilliant. You know.
But the thing I like about George C. Scott in this movie is the fact that you know, say there's something weird going on in the house, and some people say, you know, did that happen? Did this happen? What was that? What this? And they'd spend the whole movie not believing what's going on.
Yeah.
From the start, he's kind of on the case.
That's right.
I want to know what's happening in this house now.
Yeah. He's not sceptical.
He's trying sort of pragmatically to solve what's going on in this house from the first back, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think that's a good spin on the fact of somebody not being haunted by something. He's kind of thinking, if there's something haunting me, I want to know what it is. So yeah, quite good.
And just as an aside, George C. Scott made a fantastic Scrooge in A Christmas Carol back in 1984 in the TV movie directed by Clive Donner. George C. Scott made a fantastic Scrooge enough. If you ever get a chance to watch that film, I've got it on Blu-ray. Watch him in that. Scott is superb. His Dickens immortal character. He's absolute class.
Well, that's just an absolute amazing. That's if I can show you these things.
Hang on, just one more.
Oh,
yeah.
What?
I'll save the best for last, as I always do. You know me. What about this one? Fright Night UHD Steelbook, and you know why? It arrived nearly as flat as a pancake in the post. That's now apparently there's been reports of damage to steelbooks be received. It took me about 3 times to get a steelbook which was in decent condition. And when this one arrived, no, I'm not having it. I mean, to be honest, I won't go through the rigmarole of sending it back. It's too much of a mess on for me. I've done that more than enough in the past. I just don't do it now. I'll just buy a replacement copy. And this one arrived, like I say, damaged at the top, at the sides. I wasn't happy with it. But it's a 3-disc set. It's a UHD, 2 Blu-rays. I would check it to make sure there's no damaged discs. I'm hoping there isn't.
I wouldn't imagine so, John, but it's a real shame when that happens, because these I don't get why, especially with steelbooks, they should have some kind of steelbook, I don't know, foam they put around and encase it in this, put it in a cardboard box, send it off to you. These things are expensive enough as it is. Without you getting it, there should be no way that this should be crushed. Now, the only reason it could be crushed is because somebody's
possibly stood in it,
and also the packaging they've had with it
wasn't good enough.
Couldn't withstand that.
Yeah.
I know things sometimes get broken. I'm not saying they don't, but I don't think they take enough care of steelbooks.
Yeah.
Because it can be the amount of people you see getting steelbooks online and saying, "Look what I've got. Look at the state of this." It's always about steelbooks. So yeah.
See, for me, if it had been an Amri release, I would have preferred an Amri release, but you can't get this. You've got to get the steelbook release. So, like I say, I had to buy 2 other copies to get a copy in a condition I was happy with. So once I got them, once he arrived okay, and I was happy with them, there's only one person that's going to go to.
Well, thanks, John. And also, I know that the 4K remastered Blu-ray looks amazing, and I've heard great things.
That's why I brought forward the remastered Blu-ray, not the UHD, as you know, like the book stops at blue. But so if I had to be for that, I wouldn't have got it. But like I say, as long as the discs aren't damaged, then enjoy it.
I can't see how there could be, but it's just it's a bit of a shame that they can actually do stuff like this, and not have their packaging up to the scratch that it should be, and that's the least they can do. You're paying big bucks for something from another country. They could say, well, this is going to go halfway around the world. Let's make sure it gets it in one piece. I think some companies do that, but I think a lot of them don't. And sometimes even in this country, you get something that's like in a paper bag, which is like scandalous.
Well, if you, I mean, like to say, is Vinegar Syndrome and Severin, they always package their white boxes, really well packaged stuff. So you don't have to worry too much about them kind of labels. They do take care. Of course, not every label's like that, or not every retailer's like that.
Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, by the way. So this is because there's a lot of swirly things. I would imagine a bit where, actually, I'm sure Keith from Euphoria Pictures, linked down below. I'm sure he had said that when he was watching this with the Atmos, when the vampire goes onto the
roof when he jumps off there.
You can actually, if you've got the Atmos sound on, you can hear it. It's like
the sound effect.
It's actually as if that's happening upstairs, which is quite creepy actually. But this is I've recently got the remake of this.
Oh, the Colin Farrell one. Yeah.
People talk quite highly about it. They're not saying it not this good, but they say it's pretty decent. And when I put the picture quality in, it's stunning. You think you're watching a 4K, but that's going to be one I'm going to watch. But this one for me is just I've loved this film ever since I've seen it.
So
it's just everything about it is just spot on, isn't it?
I mean, the thing is, to me, I can't really. It's one of those vampire films which for me you can't fault. Yeah. The old school effects are still great. The performances are great. I mean, Roddy McDowell.
Oh yeah.
He's. I think for me one of his best performances. So it's one, like I say, right up there with The Lost Boys, Vamp, Near Dark, Mr. Vampire. If you like your vampire films, you've got to see it.
Oh yeah.
End of story.
Yeah. One of the best vampire films ever. Well, we've done it. We've done a day of it, haven't we? We've done this. We've done 2 videos. One split into 2.
It's been time well spent. I've had a. It's.
Well, it always is, isn't it, John?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's nice to come over here. It's nice to do these videos because it's something it's something which I wouldn't normally do up until recently when John got the channel going, and I've enjoyed myself doing the live stream. Hoping to do a few more. If you wouldn't tune in, I think put it with me a while longer. But no, that's I do enjoy. I do appreciate the comments and you taking your time out to watch these videos.
Well, it's always been a pleasure to get you on, John, and thanks once again for this. It's just stunning what you've brought over for me today, and the things you give me an opportunity to get at a great price. So
God knows where you're going to put them. God knows where you're going to put them. But
well, what I'm going to do is I've been telling John that certain things I'm going to condense down, because I was watching Popcorn and Horror Ash. I was watching his channel, and he put a thing on how he condenses stuff. Now these are going to be things like stand-up comedy, things I'm not really going to watch a lot, but I would like the chance to watch them again someday. So if I put them, I can get some shelf space. And I'm going to do a whole recce on the shelves and just go around, see if there's any sort of like, not these ones obviously, but like some double dips that I don't really need. There might be some knocking about that I could get rid of. There's plenty of movies in there that are like I've watched a couple of times, but probably might not watch again.
Well, that's a good thing with YouTube. I mean, it basically gives people the opportunity to sort of talk about what they talk to. Get in touch with other people. And it's a platform for everybody. And I think that's a good thing when you're in contact with people with like-minded individuals, the same interests, the same kind of tastes. Even if some of those tastes do differ occasionally, it's good because you feel in a similar company, stimulating company. Yeah, and I mean, plenty of subscribers to this channel. Again, they know their stuff, of a similar mindset.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier when you're talking to people like that because you're amongst your own, so to speak.
Well, that's true.
You know?
It's not as if you're just going out in the street and just saying, "Hey, look at all this," and a lot of people would say, oh, "What on earth am I looking at this for?"
Well, I mean,
people who would like it would be, "Hey, give me a look at that."
Well, exactly. If you go to somebody on the street and say, "Oh, yeah, Sonny Chiba passed away," Sonny who? You know?
Yeah, I know.
You know who he is. You guys know who he is.
Yeah.
But the average John or Jane on the street mightn't have a clue.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. You can talk about actors, films, genres, directors. You can talk about all that sort of thing on this channel and countless others on YouTube and across the net. And you know, people will know exactly who you mean. You know, and that's
no, exactly.
So it's nice to be amongst like-minded people like yourselves.
Yeah, that's 100% correct, John. That's one of the best things about this. Like-minded people just coming on, looking at this type of thing, and maybe getting some information or you know some ideas, as we all do. So, yeah, long may it continue.
Yeah.
Okay. So, thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching. Yeah.
You take care, especially you, John.
Yeah.
Put it there.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, I tell you what. Sonny Chiba too there. Leave it me or maybe suck it.
Okay, so I'll now briefly talk about these movies, and as always, I'll talk about them in the reverse order as like worst to best picture quality. And by these movies, there's no worst picture quality on here. So at the bottom of the list, but by no means bottom of the list, is the Sonny Chiba collection. You've literally got everything you could want when it comes to this these movies from Sonny Chiba. This is the movies in here. I've got they're on sort of some of them on shared discs and some of them are on. So you get them all presented there. And usually with, as always, with Shout Select and Shout Factory, they put out great versions of movies. And this one here is going to be one that's high on my list of ones to watch. I'm interested to see if the Debs will actually take any notice of Sonny Chiba, because I've got quite a lot of his stuff actually. But it's region A locked as well. But it's a great set this, and one I highly recommend you picking up. But do remember it's region A locked. And that's the Sonny Chiba collection. Next up is Snake and Crane Arts of Shaolin. What a mouthful. This is region B locked. And as always, it's 88, it's Jackie Chan, and it looks spectacular. But this is from 1978, and I just think that these movies are so watchable. You could put Jackie Chan's movies into two groups, the traditional martial arts, which you've got here, and also the up-to-date, like cop dramas and martial arts that are set in like, modern times. But it's just a brilliant release. And like I say, that the picture quality, as they are with all of the ones there, it looks absolutely sensational. So that's Snake and Crane, Arts of Shaolin. Next up is Tough Guys. But this one here, when you looked at it in certain parts, it looked like basically like a 4K. It's one of those movies where it just jumps out that much, and you think you don't hold out many things for this 1986 movie. You might think this is going to be average quality, and that would be acceptable, but this is well like above that. I'm interested to see this one after all this time, and I did remember the bits I put on. I did actually remember what they looked like. I thought, yes, I remember that sort of segment of them coming out of jail, have been in jail for ages, and coming into a world that's like not the same as it was when they went inside, and they just can't get their head around it. So that's Tough Guys. Next up is Righting Wrongs. Vinegar Syndrome release. Can't go wrong. I mean, look at the quality of this. The spot glossing on it is just immense. You get so much different artwork on this as well, which is great. You get the slip cover, which is to die for. The artwork is just amazing. Spot glossing as well. The amazing booklet with amazing artwork, different artwork as well. Ah, wow. Cynthia. Also, in here you do get the 3 discs, and you've got the movie. You've also got, well, you've got the movie 3 times in 3 different cuts. So yeah, brilliant, and full of extras. Ironically though, the 88 one has got more extras on it, but this is brilliant. I'll put that up there so you can have a look at it. It's region A locked. And I've got to say, this picture quality in here is amazing. It's not, I think it's about the same as the 88 one. I don't see that much different in it, much difference in it. But I've got to watch it on my region free blue player, and I don't put it on my 4K, but it doesn't really take anything away from it. It does look quite similar, although you get that little bit of a color boost when you watch the 88 one. So that's an amazing addition, amazing Vinegar Syndrome edition. One of these ones that's a little bit sort of like, I'll just stick it in there for the moment. One of these ones is just a little bit more plush. I just love them. I just think they're so amazing and tactile. That's righting wrongs. Next up is Child's Play. Now, this is the 2K scan, and to be honest, I know there's a 4K out there, and this looks that good on the 2K scan. It makes you think, wow, what will the 4K scan be? So if it's anything like this, you will know that the 4K is immense on this one. But this Blu-ray looks fantastic. You get your reversible art there as well. And John had put this extra disc in, and he got the extra disc. Now, this is the extra disc that is in here now. And I must admit, I put these on two on back to back, and I couldn't see any difference with them, with the sound quality. I felt they both played, the same. I could be wrong. There could be a bit further down the line that this one, I will probably watch this one sometime if I watch this movie twice. And if I do get sound problems, I'll swap it back over. But at the moment, this corrected one is in here. I will be checking this out quite soon because I forgot that it starred Christopher Sarandon, who was in Fright Night, and also Catherine Hicks, who was in Star Trek 4. And she was absolutely brilliant in that movie. And I thought, oh, when I put it on to check the quality out, I thought, oh, I didn't remember she was in this movie at all. So that was another big plus for me. The picture quality on here is absolutely, like I say, it's absolutely stunning. And I was so, like, it was strange to see that it's only a 2K scan. So it just shows you what you can get for a 2K scan. It is region A locked. But this is one that I will be getting into very soon, and I don't think I'll go very far into the Chucky franchise because I don't think I'm going to go all the way to the end, even though I have got them lurking around somewhere on DVD. But maybe Blu-ray upgrades will just be for 1, 2, and 3. So that's Child's Play. Next up is the 4K of Out of Order. This movie is absolutely brilliant. I talked about it on what I watched on the month of February, I think, or January. But if you ever get the chance to see it, it's region free, by the way. Well, obviously all 4Ks are. And it's from 1984. It's such a good movie. And I don't know if you can get it in the UK. I think you can get it in the UK in some shape or form, probably not the 4K. But if you ever see it coming out and you're a bit tempted by it, do know that you're in for a bit of a treat here. And she's fantastic in this movie. I think she was in Spetters as well. At the start of the movie, you've got the option to choose between HDR10 and Dolby Vision, I believe, and Dolby Vision by far outwins HDR10 on this movie. So that's Out of Order. Next up is the 4K of The Changeling. And as you can see, I went to the corner of there and I touched it up with a Sharpie. But I probably could get a little bit more on that bit. And when it's on the shelves, you see it in that fashion, so it doesn't show up at all. But obviously on the other one, you can see where this was really knocked and took a bashing in transport, unfortunately. I do think that, this is getting released in the UK from Second Sight. And if they use this print, it would look sensational. But if they do their bit of tinkering on that they do with it, it might actually look a bit better. I can't see it looking better, but this is a great film, great ghost story film. And yeah, shame about that. I'm looking into getting like stuck down as well. And that would be about as best as you can get it. So anyway, but the picture quality, like I say, if it is Second Sight when you get it, it looks a little bit off at the start. Not much, but you'll say, hang on a minute, quite a bit of noisy grain here. That clears up. It goes away after about 5 minutes. But you're in for a treat if you haven't seen this movie. It's a really good movie. So that's The Changeling. So top of these movies in picture quality is, of course, the 4K of Fright Night. Now, I've put this in the protected covering that I got from my good friend Dave Ramsden. So I want to say a big thank you to Dave and Jill. I'll send them across to me because this is the best thing about this movie being damaged. I put it in here and it's literally not going to get much more, any more damage to the thing. And when it's on the shelf, you would never know that this is taking a knock. But I'll open it up and I'll show you what it looks like inside. So the damage is more noticeable when you see it outside. It has took a bit of a bashing, and as John said, it looks like somebody's just stamped on it, and it was flat as a pancake. I've worked on it a bit, and I've got it better than it was, but it was really flat when I got it off John. But John has got a new, I was going to say John's got a new motor, but John has got a new 4K, so he's sorted that out. And this one is it's just an amazing 4K. You get like a code with it as well. But yeah, I mean, look at the quality of that, and the front of it. You know, with the light shining at that window. That's a brilliant touch. So yeah, so big shame about the damage, but when it's in this box, you would never know about it. Now I knew this one should look pretty good because I've got the Eureka one on Blu-ray, and that looks brilliant. But when I put it on, I was astounded by how good this was. The colours in here, the sharpness in it are just next level. The darkness as well, the dark areas are just unbelievable. So this movie ticks every box for me. I would love this to come out in the UK because sometimes you feel that when these come out in 4K in other countries, this has been seemed to be released everywhere bar the UK. And Fright Night 2 has to come out, which is a great movie as well. But this one is absolutely, if it does come out in the UK and you're sitting on the fence with it and you're thinking, what would it be like? It's one of the best 4Ks of like early, 80s horrors. It just looks great. It's right up there with Poltergeist. Just absolutely brilliant. So I want to thank John once again for giving me all this stuff. If you look at the three together, if you do a marathon of the three, you will see exactly how much stuff he brought over. That's why I had to split them into 4 groups because there was no way I could put a video out. It'd be about 2 hours long. But I really appreciate John doing that, and he's going to be coming over very soon. I'm going to fill him up another batch of videos, and I want to get him on a live stream again, and I want to get him to see if I can put him through his paces and maybe set a few like topics up to talk about on some shared videos like with us, and we can put them out as a sort of just a chat video about a certain topic. So thanks for watching, especially you, John. You take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.